The streets of Brooklyn can chew you up and spit you out. For a young Mike Tyson, life was a daily struggle. Poverty, violence, and despair were all around him. He never knew his father, and his mother tragically passed away when he was just a teenager. Tyson was left to navigate the harsh realities of the ghetto on his own. He fell in with the wrong crowd, getting involved in petty crime and ending up in and out of juvenile detention. By 13, he'd been arrested over 30 times. Tyson was lost, angry, and full of rage. He seemed destined for a life behind bars. But within this troubled youth, there was a spark, a flicker of something extraordinary waiting to be ignited. Little did anyone know, a chance encounter would change the course of his life forever. Fate intervened in the form of boxing. A counselor at a juvenile detention center recognized Tyson's raw power and introduced him to legendary trainer Cus D'Amato. D'Amato saw something special in the troubled teenager, a diamond in the rough. He became not just Tyson's trainer but also his legal guardian, providing the stability and guidance the young man desperately needed. Under D'Amato's strict tutelage, Tyson flourished. He trained with a discipline and ferocity that belied his age. D'Amato instilled in him the importance of strategy and technique, transforming raw power into a honed weapon. Tyson was a sponge, soaking up D'Amato's wisdom, both inside and outside the ring. He found purpose and direction in the disciplined world of boxing. He was no longer just a troubled kid from Brooklyn. He was Mike Tyson, a boxer, a warrior, a force to be reckoned with. He was ready to show the world what he was made of. The boxing world took notice of the young phenom from Brooklyn. Tyson's meteoric rise through the ranks was nothing short of breathtaking. He fought with an unmatched ferocity, his punches carrying the raw anger of his past and the honed precision of D'Amato's training. His opponents, often seasoned professionals, seemed powerless against his relentless attacks. Victory followed victory, each knockout more devastating than the last. The crowds roared with a mixture of awe and fear as Tyson, the ferocious Iron Mike, demolished his competition. He had captured the imagination of boxing fans worldwide. This was a fighter unlike any they'd seen before. His style was electrifying, his presence intimidating. He was a force of nature unleashed within the confines of the boxing ring. And with each win, the legend of Mike Tyson grew. He was on his way to becoming a global icon. The boxing world bowed at the feet of Mike Tyson. He became the youngest heavyweight champion in history at the age of 20, a testament to his extraordinary talent and D'Amato's masterful guidance. His reign of dominance was absolute. He unified the heavyweight titles, defeating opponent after opponent with his signature blend of speed, power, and aggression. Tyson was a global superstar, his fame transcending the world of sports. He was charismatic, controversial, and utterly captivating. His every move was scrutinized, his words debated, his fights must-watch events. He was the undisputed king of the ring, the baddest man on the planet. But even as he reached the pinnacle of his career, shadows began to creep in. The loss of his beloved mentor, Cus D'Amato, left a void in his life. Tyson, without his guiding hand, seemed lost. The cracks in his carefully constructed facade were beginning to show. Section 5, a shocking upset and the shadows of doubt. The world was in disbelief. Mike Tyson, the seemingly invincible champion, had fallen. The man who had once been the epitome of power and dominance in the boxing ring was now on the canvas, defeated and vulnerable. His defeat at the hands of Buster Douglas in Tokyo, Japan, sent shockwaves through the boxing world. It was a moment that no one saw coming, a true underdog story that would be remembered for generations. It was a loss that exposed chinks in Tyson's armor, cracks that had been widening since D'Amato's death. The rigorous training and mental fortitude that had once defined him seemed to be eroding. The fight revealed a fighter out of his element, lacking the discipline and focus that had been his trademarks. Tyson's punches were wild and unfocused, while Douglas's strikes were precise and calculated. Tyson seemed distracted, unmotivated, a shadow of his former self. In the post-fight interview, his eyes lacked the fire that once intimidated his opponents. The loss to Douglas was more than just a defeat in the ring. It was a turning point in Tyson's life. It marked the beginning of a downward spiral that would affect not just his career but his personal life as well. The invincible aura was shattered. The man who had once been feared by all was now seen as vulnerable, human. The carefully constructed image of Iron Mike crumbled, revealing the troubled man beneath. The public began to see the cracks in his persona, the struggles that had been hidden behind his fierce exterior. Tyson's personal life began to unravel as well, plagued by legal troubles and accusations of violence. The headlines that once celebrated his victories now chronicled his downfalls. He was on a dangerous path, one that threatened to derail his career and his life. The man who had once been on top of the world was now facing his darkest days, struggling to find a way back to the light. Section 6. The Bite Fight and the Downward Spiral. The name Tyson became synonymous with infamy after the infamous bite fight against Evander Holyfield. The world watched in horror as Tyson, frustrated and enraged, bit off a piece of Holyfield's ear in the middle of their championship bout. It was an act of unsportsmanlike conduct that shocked even the most ardent boxing fans. This was not the ferocious yet controlled Iron Mike they once knew. This was a man unraveling before their eyes, consumed by demons he couldn't control. Tyson was disqualified, stripped of his boxing license, and vilified by the media. He had hit rock bottom. The bite fight was the culmination of years of personal turmoil and poor decisions. Tyson, once a symbol of power and dominance, was now a cautionary tale, an example of what happens when talent spirals out of control. His fall from grace was as swift and brutal as his knockout punches. Section 7. Hanging up the gloves, a champion departs. The end came in 2005. Mike Tyson, the once feared champion, announced his retirement from boxing after a string of losses and a diminishing passion for the sport that had defined him. He left behind a complicated legacy, a mixture of brilliance and controversy, triumph and tragedy. He was a fighter who had reached the pinnacle of his sport, only to see it all crumble under the weight of his own demons. The world had witnessed his meteoric rise, his reign of terror, and his very public self-destruction. He had been both hero and villain, champion and pariah. But even in retirement, there was a sense that Tyson's story wasn't over. He had time to reflect, to confront the demons that had haunted him for so long. And in the quiet contemplation of life after boxing, a new chapter began to unfold, one of redemption and self-discovery. Section 8. Finding peace outside the ring. The years after retirement were a time of profound transformation for Mike Tyson. No longer bound by the rigorous demands of professional boxing, Tyson found himself at a crossroads, faced with the daunting task of redefining his identity outside the ring. He embarked on a journey of self-reflection, seeking to understand the anger and rage that had plagued him for so long. This journey was not an easy one. It required him to confront the darkest corners of his psyche and to face the pain he had both endured and inflicted. He sought therapy, embraced spirituality, and began to confront the demons of his past. Therapy sessions became a sanctuary where he could unravel the complexities of his emotions, while spirituality offered him a sense of peace and purpose that had long eluded him. He re-emerged in the public eye a changed man. Interviews and public appearances showcased a softer, more introspective Tyson, one who was willing to share his vulnerabilities and lessons learned. The media, once focused on his controversies, now highlighted his journey of redemption. The rage that had once defined him was replaced by a disarming vulnerability and a surprising sense of humor. Fans were taken aback by his ability to laugh at himself and his past, a stark contrast to the fierce persona he had once projected. He connected with fans on a human level, acknowledging his past mistakes and expressing remorse for his actions. This newfound humility endeared him to many, transforming him from a feared fighter to a beloved public figure. Tyson dedicated himself to giving back. He became involved in various charitable activities, using his platform to support causes close to his heart. Whether it was through community service or fundraising events, Tyson's commitment to making a positive impact was evident. He became an advocate for mental health awareness, speaking openly about his own struggles and encouraging others to seek help. His candid discussions about mental health broke down stigmas and inspired many to address their own issues. He started a podcast, sharing his unique perspective on life and offering words of wisdom gleaned from his tumultuous journey. The podcast became a platform for Tyson to connect with a broader audience, discussing topics ranging from personal growth to societal issues. He was no longer defined by his past, but by his present, a testament to the transformative power of redemption. Tyson's story serves as a powerful reminder that it is never too late to change, to seek forgiveness, and to find peace within oneself. Section 9. Iron Mike, a legacy forged in the crucible of life. Mike Tyson's life is a story of extremes, from the depths of despair to the heights of success, a journey that has seen him rise from the streets of Brooklyn to become a global icon. From the brutality of the boxing ring to the quiet introspection of self-discovery, Tyson's path has been anything but ordinary. His life has been a series of battles, both inside and outside the ring. He is a walking paradox, a man who embodies both the darkness and the light within us all. His fierce aggression in the ring contrasts sharply with his moments of deep reflection and vulnerability. His legacy is complex and multifaceted, woven from the threads of triumph and tragedy, strength and frailty. He will forever be remembered as one of the most ferocious boxers to ever grace the ring, a man whose power and speed were unmatched, but also as a man who battled his demons, stumbled, fell, and ultimately rose again. His personal struggles were as public as his victories, making his comebacks all the more remarkable. His story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a narrative that speaks to the power of perseverance and the possibility of redemption, a reminder that redemption is possible, even for those who seem beyond saving. Tyson's ability to connect with fans and share his story has turned him into a symbol of hope and transformation. Mike Tyson's journey is an inspiration, a living example of how one can rise from the ashes of their past. It reminds us that life is not a straight line to success, but a winding road filled with obstacles and opportunities for growth. Each setback is a chance to learn and evolve. It teaches us that the measure of a man is not in his victories, but in his ability to rise from his falls, to confront his fears, and emerge stronger. It teaches us that the measure of a man is not in his victories, but in his ability to rise from his falls, to confront his fears, and emerge stronger. Tyson's journey is a powerful reminder that true strength lies in resilience, but in his ability to rise from his falls, to learn from his mistakes, and to keep moving forward despite the odds, to learn from his mistakes, and to emerge from the fire stronger and wiser. Tyson's reflections on his past reveal a man who has grown and evolved, embracing his journey with humility, and to emerge from the fire stronger and wiser. His story is a beacon of hope for anyone facing their own battles, showing that it is never too late to change and grow. It is a legacy forged in the crucible of life, one that continues to captivate and inspire us today. Tyson's journey is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, one that continues to captivate and inspire us today. His story is not just about boxing, but about the human capacity for change, resilience, and redemption.